Hello everyone and welcome to a farm tour here on the Bluebelly Farms channel. My name is Bluebelly and I play simulation games, and on this channel I specialize, I guess you'd say, in farm. So this truck here, sorry I should have washed it before the tour. This is a Chevy stepside truck. I'm pretty sure this was from Expendables. I love dark blue, so that's what we went with here. If you have not been on Westby, Wisconsin, that is the map that we're on here. So I will give you a little tour of my farm setup. I'll show you here on the map where we're at. So this is a 4X, and I'm on the Westby, Wisconsin. I believe it's called Revised or Revisited, something like that. So it's huge, and as you can tell, the fields are painted in. There's some really unique field. I mean, look at some of these swirl types here. But what I went with is the cattle farm. So the shop is down here, so it's just a straight shot down here. And I own this entire rectangle here. So I'll give you a little tour. It's quite a bit of land. So we have some dairy cattle. This house, at least at the time that I started to save, this house did not have a sleep trigger, which is why, sorry, I got stuck there. Which is why I put that little yellow house over there in the end of one of the fields. So I won't spend too much time on the equipment because I know people want to see the overall design and setup, but this is actually just a Kverneland that I painted in John Deere colors to go with the John Deere theme. Here's a 4020 that I did in narrow front end. Here's an old 850 diesel. It's actually pretty powerful for the size. I use that for the smaller jobs. We've got this Chevy grain truck. The John Deere tractors are all from the Tired Iron, I think. Some of them are from Tired Iron Modding, and some of them may also be from Old School Farming. These are all on Facebook. This little guy here, this little 720, I don't use quite as much because it doesn't have quite as much power. I put the combine in here. This combine pack, I'm pretty sure was in Tired Iron Modding as well. We've got some hay bales in here, and then this truck is the milk truck that I'm using, milk and water, right? This is where the trigger is for the milk to fill up. So that's from OK Used Mods and J&M Farms. There is a bird climbing. That's not what I had in mind. Okay, so this is a Subri grain wagon. It does okay, but we also have the grain truck you may have seen. So this is my other 420. I put the roof on this and the front loader on it, so it gets used a fair bit. This is for feeding the cows. There are two silos here. You can put quite a bit of silage in. We have a little John Deere 90 skid steer. I like this a good bit. I use it to clean up the cows. So here's where the cows come in and feed. You kind of drop the bales or dump the feed right here. We don't have too many cows, only 18 right now, but I do hope to play this save more. I really like the sheds and everything. This shed just feels right. You know, it feels like the right size. So we have I want to say these are all hay, and then these ones are straw. And, you know, of course, we have to have a couple randos in there. But these straw bales are actually, I'm pretty sure, corn stalks. So I'll show you the fields. Um, we'll do a little bit of this on foot, and then I'll hop in one of the tractors and take you around. So we own this field. I didn't actually mow this one. I just kind of left it. I think if you were playing seasons, this would be cool because then, you know, that grass would count for the cows. I did mow this field and the whole lower field, and I got a crop out of this part over here. This is what some of the stalks look like on the ground. I missed a few spots there. But this field is pretty long, so I'll drive you back along there. I put the water bowser back here so I can get water for the cows and take that over. I've got these headers just sitting here like a moron. So I'll hop in this tractor, take you. Is this gonna be fast enough? Might be a little. Eh, it adds to the charm of the farm to take a tour with this guy. So I did put in a building here. I put in this house, and then I also added in this bale store, even though we're not using it for bales, just because I have a drive-through, pull-through, I guess is what I mean to say, uh, baler, as well as you can see here the chopper box. So I'll drive you down here. I might have to tab back because this is going to take a while. Like I said, this was, I'm pretty sure, corn last time. So we own all this wooded area in between, which I didn't really fuss with. But there's quite a bit of land in there. If you wanted to clear it out, you could. Uh, I just took what was here. We have a chisel plow somewhere back there at the farm, and I need to chisel plow the rest of this. You know what? This is taking longer than I anticipated. Let's go ahead and hop in the truck, and I'll take you. Oh, that was the other tractor that was in the middle of plowing. So I'll take you down to the lower part and then circle up around. So this is my main truck. You know, it's got the hitch on it, so we use this to pull machinery. It's got plenty of power. It's got the fifth wheel in it if I need it. I haven't used any fifth wheel attachments yet, but so this is where our property ends with this fence here on my left. We don't own that little field. We don't technically own this road either, but I use it. So I had made this is where I got all the hay bales, was this lower field. You can see I missed a few spots. I could probably make a couple more bales if I came back. And then get that little crossing there. So there's this lower field that still has some bales that need to be picked up. So we'll have to come back down here with the wagon and get that. And there's this tiny little field up here in the corner. We took crop off of it, but I don't, I've been thinking about maybe putting something else up here instead of doing another small crop. It's a nice enough extension, if I put the same thing in it that I put in this field, it's not too bad. One thing that I wanted to do, and I may do eventually, is put some sort of a roadway here, because I don't, yeah, see, there's a fence here, so I may have to put a gate in, but this is the back end of our property, and I mean that field right up on the right hand side of my truck, I mean that's plenty of grass. You could make that into another field as well. There's just so much grassland here that you could plow into a bigger field, or you could just use for even more cattle work. It's a lot of land, and I can show you my finances. We're only 20,000 in debt, and a lot of that I attribute to buying old equipment because it's cheaper. Like this is 300,000 for these two chunks. I forget how much I paid for this one, and this one's broken up a little bit differently. I was going to see if I could find one that's similar size. Maybe that. I would guess it was somewhere around $500,000. The majority of our cash. So yeah, there's plenty of customizability to the farm and to the save, and I should have looked before I fired it up to see how many hours I have on it. I spent a lot of time ferrying stuff from the store to the farm, and I know you can use that store delivery mod if you're interested in that, but I just really like the way they set up this farm. Let's see if I can get a shot here for the thumbnail. Um, I just like the way that they set up this farm for people who, it's just so much more realistic than the average farm sim game, in my opinion. I mean, this is like the way farms are in reality as compared to some of the farms that just feel like you're playing a game. There's hills, there's plenty of arable land that's not even, maximized. You don't end up cutting your yard to feed your cows. You know what I mean? It's just so well done. I'm trying to think if there's anything left that I didn't show you. There is a silage pit here. I guess I could show you that real quick. Um, as as you can tell, I used the um, silos, and I don't know if this works. I suspect. Oh, you can go inside. I suspect that you need to use an auger, and I don't have that. I've been selling all the grain off because cows eat silage, and TMR, so we have a way to make that. I haven't put anything in here yet, but as you can see, I kind of have some things sitting out. It's so hard to, it seems silly to put stuff away when you're going to use it. Oh, this is where you get the slurry, by the way. And the manure collects over here. I haven't really gotten that much of it yet, but I can use that little skid steer to clean out this manure. We'll get a manure spreader soon enough, and we'll go with it. So hopefully you enjoyed this little farm tour. I really like this farm, and now that I showed you this tour, I want to play it even more. So I'll probably be doing that. If you haven't checked out the Westby, Wisconsin map, I would highly recommend it. There's lots of ways to play it, and like I said, this is the one rectangle on a massive map. So you can buy a smaller piece of land and do kind of a start from scratch if you want, or you can buy a huge farm and have a blast with it. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Bluebelly, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.